Here's how to change a thermostat on a V6 Toyota Camry. This is where the thermostat is located on the V6 engine. So first we're going to have to disconnect the radiator hose. The drain plug for the radiator is located on the passenger side at the bottom. There is a hole down here in the bottom splash guard for the coolant to drain out. So you simply turn this counterclockwise. Here's a better view of the radiator drain plug. Drain the engine coolant. This is where the front drain plug is located for the engine coolant. I'm going to put on a hose just to steer the fluid out of the way into the drain pan, and then use a 10mm socket to loosen the drain bolt. Drain the coolant from the front of the engine block. The rear drain bolt for the engine is just over here behind the oil pan. If you follow up the drive shaft, on the right hand side of the drive shaft, there's a 14mm bolt that you undo, and there's a little spout that you connect a tube to. Draining from the rear drain bolt. Move this wire out of the way. There's a 12mm bolt that needs to be removed here, along with this metal pipe connecting to the thermostat housing. Next, we're going to pull out this pipe. This is the thermostat housing. There's 3 10mm nuts that you have to take off. Pull off the thermostat housing. This is the old thermostat. Install the thermostat with the dot facing towards the up position. And replace 3 10mm nuts. All 3 nuts are on the thermostat housing. Tighten up to 69 inch-pounds. Next we gotta replace this hose. Now that the thermostat hose is in place, we can go ahead and replace this 12mm bolt that holds this bracket on. Now that that bolt is all nice and tight, we can go ahead and replace the lower radiator hose onto the outlet. Make sure everything's been all tightened up. Clean up the coolant mess that's spilled on the transmission from the thermostat. Refill the coolant with a 50-50 mixture of long life antifreeze and water. Run the engine for a few minutes with the heater on hot. And keep an eye on your temperature gauge. Make sure it doesn't go above the normal mark. Once the engine has been running for a few minutes, double check the coolant level and refill if necessary.